Hello, my name is Anando Anonna Chattopadhyay. I am homosexual and I am a genderqueer individual. This is the story of my coming out. It's lovely to be able to share this story. I'm sure there are so many other people who would like to have this opportunity. Just like many people in my community, in my family, we all knew about ourselves by the time we were 13 or 14. There are many times, of course, during the era that I've had to grow up, we did not have media representation, we did not have popular newspapers talking about us, we did not have any role models, and that was difficult. It was also difficult to hide it from our families. I did try to come out to my parents when I was in school. And I remember my mother was in the kitchen and I used to love to see her cook. And I tried to broach the topic and she started hyperventilating. And my father came into the kitchen and immediately put an end to the topic. I come from a relatively social and religiously conservative household. So talking about this wasn't exactly a very easy thing to do. And I'm sure this is something that a lot of people who are listening to me right now would have also faced and agreed to. Fast forward a little bit, I was doing my bachelor's in zoology from Delhi University, and the first time I came out was in my final year of undergraduation, and I came out to two girls who were close friends of mine, and they didn't know how to react. I remember coming out to them over telephone, and they weren't aversive to it, but they were not supportive either, and I don't blame them. The times were different. India has changed quite a lot. Over time, at least one of those girls has become more supportive and has also advised me on a number of occasions to leave the country in order to lead a better life. The story of coming out to my family actually started with a person who was not a family member at that time. It was my elder brother's girlfriend who I met during the first year of my master's. And she immediately deciphered me, decoded me. And from what I know now, she even broached the topic with my brother, who was reluctant to discuss it. But over time, during the entire master's, I was quiet, I didn't come out. During my PhD years at the Indian Institute of Science, something majorly changed. A number of things changed. One of them was, of course, the fact that I moved out of my home. So I was living the life of an independent individual now. The second was the kind of people I came across in NIAS. I met a fabulous group of friends. And I came across a bunch of seniors who were queer and who were unashamedly so, and were very active in the LGBT civil rights circuit. And I also met certain professors who were very openly LGBT friendly. And a combination of these things and the fact that I was financially independent gave me the strength to finally come out to my family the third year of my PhD. When I went back home to Delhi for my vacations, and I called for a family dinner. And I remember my brother and my sister-in-law were least bothered. I think they knew what I was about to say. And because they both already knew and did not judge me, they were just sitting there, just filling up seats. My mother was very visibly anxious. My father was, I think, anxious, but he hides it very well. And then I told them that I wanted to let you all know that I am not sexually or romantically attracted to girls or females, that I am a homosexual, and that is who I am. My father kept on nodding his head in understanding, as if he already knew. I don't know. It isn't as if he supported it, but I think some part of him was vindicted, it seemed. My mother was shocked. I think she was the only one in the entire room who was shocked. And from what I got to know later on, she could not sleep that night. I didn't know how my family would react, so I'd already told two of my friends in Delhi that I might come over to their house to live, just in case my parents don't take the news too well. Fortunately, it was not required, and my advisor and my friends back at IISc were overjoyed and they celebrated a successful coming out. However, by the end of that week, my mother told me that she wanted to talk to me privately, and she spoke to me about the fact that I need to hide myself. I should not tell other people about myself, that I should marry a woman. And of course I was dismayed, but I think I did try to make her understand, and she understood a little bit. Over time she has been more supportive, I should say. However, now my family generally doesn't talk about it. It's as if it's a non-existent phenomenon. But it has reached a level where I think I can take my partner to my home and at least introduce him to my family, if nothing more. Of course, this was only about my sexuality. Coming out to them about my gender, that I'm genderqueer, is another thing altogether. But I think it's a process that is still going on. I still feel that I'm coming out. I still feel that for years I've just been coming out. I think it's an unfair burden on a lot of us in the family, in the community. Maybe it is also a privilege, something that I need to think about. Yeah, so till now that's my story. And I'll keep you updated or anything new. Bye.